The bartender was already wiping down the counter when Claire felt her boss's hand land heavy on her shoulder. "Hold up," Rick said, his voice carrying across the emptying room. "Before everyone heads out, I gotta share something." She turned, still holding her purse, and saw the smile that always meant trouble. Half the team had already grabbed their coats, but they stopped, looking back. Rick leaned against the bar, loosening his tie. "So Claire here," he said, pausing for effect, "tells me she's taking a personal day tomorrow." Again. Someone laughed nervously. Claire felt her face go hot. "I did not say that," she started, but Rick talked over her. "Third time this month. And you know what? I get it. Things at home must be rough." The room went quiet. Claire's throat tightened. He was looking right at her now, grinning like this was all in good fun. "I mean, when your husband has been out of work for what, 6 months now? That's got to put some strain on a marriage, right?" She could not breathe. Around her, faces blurred into a mix of pity and awkward amusement. "Rick, that's not," she tried again. "Hey, I'm just saying," he cut in, raising his hands in mock innocence. "We all have our struggles. Some of us just handle it better than others." Then he winked. Actually winked. And a few people laughed, because what else were they supposed to do? Claire forced her mouth into something that might pass for a smile and walked out. She did not say goodbye. She did not look at anyone. She just left, and by the time she reached her car, her hands were shaking so hard she could barely grip the keys. The next morning, the text came from Lauren in accounting. "People are saying you and Rick had some kind of thing. Just wanted to give you a heads up." Claire stared at her phone. A thing. That's what they were calling it now. She deleted the message and went to work. By noon, 3 people had asked if she was okay, and each time she said yes, it felt like swallowing glass. She went to HR during lunch. The office was small, carpeted in gray, and smelled like coffee that had been sitting too long. Denise from HR smiled when she walked in, but it was the kind of smile that did not reach her eyes. Claire sat down and tried to explain what happened. She kept her voice steady, kept the facts clear. Denise took notes, nodding along, and when Claire finished, there was a long pause. "I hear you," Denise said finally, "and I want you to know we take these concerns seriously." Claire waited. "But I also need to be honest with you. Rick brings in a lot of revenue for this company. And what happened at the bar, for what I understand, was after hours. Off company property." Claire's stomach dropped. "He talked about my personal life in front of the entire team. He humiliated me." "I understand it felt that way," Denise said carefully. "But if we launch a formal investigation, it is going to get messy. For everyone, including you." She said it gently, like she was doing Claire a favor. Claire left the office and went back to her desk. That afternoon, Rick stopped by her cubicle. He did not say anything at first, just stood there until she looked up. "Heard you want to talk to Denise," he said quietly. His tone was light, almost friendly. "Just want to make sure we all on the same page here. You know how these things can get blown out of proportion." Claire did not answer. "I mean, I do hate for anyone to think you being, I do not know, overly emotional about a joke. That kind of thing can really hurt someone's reputation." He smiled, patted the edge of her desk, and walked away. That night, Claire sat in her car in the parking lot for 20 minutes before driving home. When she got there, her husband was on the couch, scrolling through his phone. He did not ask how her day was. 2 weeks later, Claire was making copies in the break room when someone cleared their throat behind her. She turned and saw Angela, one of the junior project managers. Angela glanced toward the door, then stepped closer. "Can I talk to you?" Her voice was low, urgent. Claire nodded, and they moved into the hallway where it was quieter. Angela crossed her arms, looked down at her shoes. "I heard about what happened at the bar," she said, "and I just want you to know, you're not the only one." Claire's pulse quickened. "What do you mean?" "He did the same thing to me last year. Different story, same game. He made a joke about my weight in front of clients, then acted like I was being sensitive when I did not laugh." Angela's jaw was tight. "I did not say anything because I needed this job. But if you're willing to do something, I'll back you up. I've been keeping notes." For the first time in weeks, Claire felt something like hope. "You do really do that?" "Yeah," Angela said, "but we have to be smart about it. If we're going in, we need everything documented. Dates, witnesses, everything. Claire felt the weight shift slightly. She was not alone. They met after work that week, went through everything. Angela had emails, calendar entries, even a few texts from coworkers who de-witnessed Rick's comments. It was more than Claire had expected. "We can file a formal complaint," Angela said. "Not just with HR, with the EEOC if we have to." Claire's hands were cold. "What if it does not work? What if they just fire us?" Angela did not answer right away. "Then at least we tried," she said finally. Claire went home that night feeling lighter than she had in months. But when she woke up the next morning, there was an email waiting in her inbox. It was from Denise. Subject line: organizational restructure. Her position was being eliminated, effective in 2 weeks. Claire sat in her car outside the office and read the email 3 times. There was no mention of Rick, no mention of the complaint she had not even filed yet. Just clean corporate language about efficiency and restructuring. She called Angela, but it went straight to voicemail. She tried again. Nothing. Then a text came through from a coworker. "Angela got laid off this morning. Did you?" Claire's chest tightened. They'd been set up. She walked into the building, went straight to Rick's office, and knocked. He looked up from his desk, surprised. "Claire, did not expect to see you." "You knew," she said. Her voice was steady, cold. "You knew we were planning something, and you made sure we were gone before we could do anything about it." Rick leaned back in his chair, folding his hands. "I do not know what you're talking about. Budget cuts happen. It's not personal." "Everything you've done has been personal," Claire said. She stepped closer. "But here's the thing. Angela and I, we already sent everything to an employment lawyer. Every email, every witness statement, every piece of documentation. It's out of your hands now." His expression did not change, but something flickered in his eyes. "You re-bluffing. Try me," she said. She turned and walked out, did not wait for him to respond. That afternoon, she met with the lawyer Angela had contacted. He reviewed the materials, made a few calls, and within a week, the company's legal team reached out. They wanted to settle. Claire did not get her job back. Neither did Angela. But they got severance packages that were far more than 2 weeks' pay, and they got non-retaliation clauses in writing. Rick stayed at the company, but 6 months later, Claire heard through the grapevine that he'd been quietly moved to a different department, stripped of his team. No fanfare, no public apology. Just consequences delivered in the language corporations understand. Claire found work at a smaller firm, one where people looked her in the eye when they spoke. Angela sent her a text on her first day. "We did it." Claire did not feel triumphant. She did not feel vindicated. She just felt like she could breathe again. And that, she thought, was enough.